which one of you can spell Corbin's last name correctly?
Bernsen.
You beat me to it. That's what I was going to say.
Well, you know,
he just
he
let me
asked me
win.
this morning
He
at
let me win.
Starbucks, what can I ask everybody to like screw them up a little bit? And I said, see if they can spell my last name. Because
How
most
would
people,
I not know how to spell your last
a
name?
lot of people don't know how to spell my last name. My wife doesn't know how to spell her last name.
So I have a question, one that I didn't ask while you all were backstage.
Well, happy St. Patrick's Day to all of you, too. Maggie, you know what I haven't done in a while?
I know what you haven't done in a while, and I think we need it.
Hoity, 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 hoy. Who knows what I mean by that?
There it is. I know what you mean by that. Everybody knows, right?
Not me.
Do you want to explain it to Corbin?
Corbin, so one of my most famous films ever was a little number called Luck of the Irish.
Okay.
See, I love the Irish love. So this every St. Patrick's Day plays on a loop, and I always make fun that my accent was maybe not the finest Irish accent in the world. It came down to pretty much just pure Lucky Charms. So, hoity, 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 ho, you've got me lucky coin, which always makes Maggie giggle.
Yes,
So
it does.
every now and then I just leave her a voice text and say, hi, Maggie. Hoity, 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 hoy.
Also, his river dancing was, I'd say your river dancing was better than your accent. Am I right?
Oh, maybe because I had a dance double?
Yes.
You are not incorrect by that.
I love the half and half scenes where we see like the torso of you acting and then the legs of someone else.
Yeah, just lots of shots of somebody else's feet, and then occasionally I would just, they'd come to me and I'd hang out.
Oh, yes. Are we getting a preview? Oh my God, yes.
Pretend that my left arm's doing the same thing. And dance double, feet. And then, boom. But there, I could do one move, which was the heel kick. I could actually stand up and do a little kick, males. And it always brought the house down. But yeah, there was also, in addition to a dance double, there was a butt double. Let's say the young athletic Irish dancer maybe filled out the leather pants a little better than I did.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Thanks, buddy.
I'll stay out of that one.
But yes, happy St.
No
Patrick's.
personal knowledge, I'm just saying, yeah.
This is the weirdest psych panel ever.
I know.
Yeah, because I'm on
Sorry.
it.
We're
Real questions.
no need to talk about the show.
Yeah.
Like, no need to.
mean-
No, yeah, they're here. Again, happy St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, a lot of green out there. Although, I have a question. I do have a question.
Thank God.
Has nothing to do with the show.
Oh boy.
You too.
Has anybody here ever seen a female leprechaun?
Oh, we have a hand raised.
Okay, so
I believe they're called leprechauns.
le-
Wait, is your mama on in Luck of the Irish? She's a leprechaun?
Is there what?
Your mom, your mother is it mom? No, the kid's mom. Yeah, sorry, not your mom.
I just want to clear something up. Leprechauns are not real, right?
Liar.
What
Wait,
are
no.
you even
No.
Yeah, I'm
saying?
getting scared here. They freak me out.
Surprise! I'm kidding. Yeah, all right. Maybe.
Maybe, I don't-
think
I will
that's
bet you
right.
in the movies Leprechaun, the horror movies, there
Right.
were little leprechaunettes, right? What'd you call them?
Leprechauns. You all are making up. This is all made up. None of these words actually exist.
Actually, this would be a really good movie, Leprechaunettes. Ooh, that'd be good. I like that. You could star in that movie.
Oh, thank you, Corbin. Thank you for signing me up for that weird movie.
Well, listen, when they remake Luck of the Irish, it'll be the much more feminist version. You get to be the leprechaun.
I think Steve Franks was working on Luck of the Irish model.
Oh, we know he
so
was.
We'll do a blend of our Disney movies.
Well, the advantage of when Maggie stars in this movie is she won't need a dance double because somebody already tap dances.
That's not true, and it is true that I tap, but I will definitely need a double to
Foot double.
Well, for the record,
foot double.
there is a difference between Irish step dancing and tap dancing. I have to make sure that
Yes.
I say that because every 13-year-old who step dances will start writing me hate letters.
how many of you?
Moving on.
Yeah.
How many of you were at the podcast recording last night?
Then we're done.
Yeah.
That's-
You've heard everything.
Yeah, everybody heard. No, that's great. So what was the inspiration behind the start of the podcast?
It was during the pandemic that I was, I don't know, probably just missing everybody and thinking about how Psych, I think our third movie was about to come out, and how Psych can, continue, and how we keep the energy alive, which, I mean, we don't have to work that hard. Look at all of you. It's just so much love. But I had the thought of, let's, go back and talk about it and relive. I mean, look, everybody, I feel like during the pandemic, we were all getting a little creative with our creative minds, trying to figure out what we can do. And I talked to a podcast company who was very into the idea. I ran it first by Steve and James and Dulé, because I felt like if they it was their story if they wanted to tell or wanted to do the podcast. So I started with Steve, and he was like, yeah, I don't want to do that. You can do that. And then I talked to James, who was like, yeah, you do that. And then I talked to Dulé, and it was interesting because Dulé, initially, I said, I'm going to ask Tim to do it with me, and Dulé was like, you absolutely should do that, and yes, it should be you and Tim. And then I asked Tim at first, and I remember, I don't even know what came up or whatever, but we were talking about the technical part of it, and I think we just both got a little overwhelmed by it for a second, and then I came back and I explained everything very clearly, and you were like, oh, hell yes, I'm in.
because apparently my first answer was no,
Yeah.
which is not how I remember the story at all. But
And so I went back to Dulé. I remember talking to Dulé about it, and Dulé was like, yeah, just explain it. Explain what the podcast would be, and that we're just talking about Psych or whatever. And so
maybe I secretly, psychically knew that I wasn't your first request.
you were my first request.
Oh, okay, then.
You were my first request.
Then what's wrong with me?
There's only one thing worse than that. Knock, knock.
It's a classic.
So once Tim said yes, it was a no-brainer. We had such support from everybody. Everybody's been on at this point, and it was just really fun. I don't know. I just felt like we have this magical thing that continues to have this heartbeat and all this love, and I just wanted to keep that going, and that's what we've done.
I can't believe that actually said no thanks to what has become one of the greatest joys
You just
of
didn't
my life.
understand it. It's just a funny story to tell now.
Also, I was a little fresh off that thing that happened that was in all the papers.
What was that, Tim?
I had a stroke, Maggie.
What?
Yeah, 7 years ago
had a
next
stroke?
month.
Oh
7
my
years ago next month.
Wow.
It's okay,
Had
I'm
no
doing
idea.
all right.
Had no idea.
So I think I got a little overwhelmed, wait, it's Zoom and I have to be on camera? Or what the hell? What is Zoom again?
Yeah. And then I was like, Tim, just show up and talk about Psych. And you were like, okay.
Just push the button.
Yeah, hit the button. Yeah, and so we started with origin stories of how everyone came to the show, which was actually a lot. There were a lot of stories I didn't even know. And how many years now has that been? A couple years, and we're on season 6.
I would dare say that we're all here because of you guys. I think so. Yeah, shows die
That's
on
too
the
much-
vine.
that's too
shows
much credit.
No, it's not. I mean, it's not all the credit,
Yeah.
but you've kept the flow going. It just hasn't. You don't see podcasts for Gilligan's Island.
Funny enough.
Maggie Lawson as Ginger.
Well, I was thinking, I don't know that we kept the flow going. We just met the flow.
We never did a Gilligan's Island episode, did we?
No.
That would have been just great.
Did we?
Well, who
Now we
gets
gotta
to be
reboot the
Gilligan?
show.
Well,
Did we do a love boat even? Did we do? Yeah. Anyway, we have. See, we still have stories to tell, and this is my.
you're the
thing.
professor. I'm the skipper. James is Gilligan.
Yeah. Yes.
Kirsten is Dawn Wells, Mary Ann, and you are Ginger.
I'm in. I'm all in.
And
Wow.
Dulé is 100%
Should we
Thurston
reboot
Howell.
Gilligan's Island with the Psych cast?
Wow. And so it was born.
You heard it here first, everybody.
Okay, you got
Are
some
you having
questions?
fun? Because
I am having
we're
a
being
bla-
silly.
Are you guys having fun?
Well, that's what we came for.
I'm having a blast up here. This is I was a huge fan. I mean, it has been there have been movies, but it's been 10 years since the last episode, which is
Wow.
amazing. And
Wow.
and all these people are still into it today. Did you think you finished wrapping up the season? Maybe conventions like this weren't necessarily as prevalent, so you didn't get to see and hear and look into the eyeballs of people whose lives you touched. What is it like at your table, looking at somebody across the way at the Q&A, hearing their stories about what this show meant to them?
We're gonna need tissues. I don't know. I mean, should I start?
Yeah, you have started.
No, I just I think we're all. I really think that it kind of stuns me for a minute. That's why I think we were all pausing just for a second
Yeah.
to take in that question, because I haven't done a lot of conventions. This is maybe my fourth one I think that I've done. I am so moved by meeting all of you and hearing, hi, I love you too. Hi, Minda.
And there it is.
Hi. So I feel like, and there it is, exactly. I feel the stories of you coming up to us and sharing, look, Psych, we love Psych. We all love each other. And Psych, I think, was a huge gift, as Corbin mentioned last night in the podcast, that I don't know that happens again, or, it's so, so, so special. And it was a beautiful gift for all of us in our lives. To hear all of you come up and say how it feels like that to you as well means that whatever we were doing, that's what we wanted to do. I remember in the very beginning, James was like, we just need to have a good time, and we want people to come and want to hang out with us every week, because that's actually what we want. We wanted to connect with all of you, and that is what has happened. So I feel like
by the time the show ended, we kind of didn't even really know the show was that popular. We're still in that world where we were, most of the time we'd spent in Vancouver and weren't meeting people who'd really seen the show, because the show didn't air in Vancouver. And so I think I know it certainly surprised me by the time the show ended, and well, it never ended.
No. But hearing
And
you
never-
say how it helped you through a difficult time, hearing parents come up and say, I watch this with my kids now, and I'm rewatching this, or, this is what I fall asleep to as my comfort show, or this is what got me through some of you have shared really personal stories, but whether it's, anxiety, PTSD, anything that that for me, I don't know, it's so meaningful, it's so moving to us. So that's just a thank you, and the love is mutual, and I love conventions because we get to have that experience with all of you.
I think ultimately we all became actors or artists to change people's lives and affect them.
What Tim said?
We all became artists to change people's lives and affect them positively. So when we're sitting in the autograph line, we have so little time to really connect. So, but when we do hear from people how it has changed their lives, it's the greatest gift I think an actor or any artist can receive, to hear that, yeah, actually what you did was important to somebody. So it's always moving people.
I grew up, my mom, who was on The Young and the Restless, I got to keep bringing her up because I love her dearly. I saw how she connected with her fans. I mean, she'd invite them to sleep over at her house, but that was another whole story. And I thought, well, that's cool. She was such a wonderful actress, but she also had this other thing where she'd go out and, somebody asked me last night, is it weird that you can't go to a store? And I go, dude, I go to stores. I'll use a public restroom. I'll do anything. And that was from my mom. And she's so connected with her fans. They loved her, and she loved them. And, and then I got LA Law, and that was cool. And we were all good and having fun and everything. But it wasn't this. It wasn't this. So when we did this, I don't think any of us knew at the beginning. You didn't know. But it quickly became it just had a greater purpose. And beyond entertaining, beyond making a living, beyond fame, this thing that we connect with people, because that is the prevalent thing that comes up. for me, a lot of people say, you're just like my dad. And I got through a lot of times with my dad.
And what a gift that we got to do that. And we
Unbelievable. And then we got to know each other, too, for life. I mean, this little chat, what do you call, like a text messaging every day?
I literally, our thread is called Psych Fam because
Yeah.
we are a family. And
Yeah.
rarely 48 hours go by that
That's
we are
not
checking
something.
in. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
So speaking of your fans, would you like to take some questions from some?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Okay.
Bring
well,
it.
All right. Hello, what's your name?
Kevin.
Hi, Kevin.
I know a lot of people identify with the characters. They're very relatable. They've had some struggles and losses and things like that. I think bring a lot to that show. But the question I had when Sean and Gus were solving a crime at the end and going over the synopsis of what happened, how tough was it to keep it together at times?
I'm just going to say quickly for me, not at all, because I had no idea what was going on. And like you, I just waited to hear them wrap it up. I'd be thrilled, because I read the script, and sometimes I'd be in that wrap-up scene, and I was like, oh, that's what happened.
That was always what happened with Maggie and I.
Yeah.
And we were the freaking detectives as well. And we'd look at each other after James got through his wrap-up, and we were like, oh, that's who did it.
Oh, that's
Now
it.
it makes sense.
Which is so funny because that's kind of what would happen on the show. He would always kind of beat us to it. But I will say, this one could not get through a scene with
Or a
James
panel.
or a panel with James Rodriguez almost ever. I would say if James decided to riff and go off the page, we were going to lose this one immediately.
And then, like, we all knew it was going to be an extra late night because we had
Yeah.
to reshoot because I just ruined the day for everyone.
You can see it in a lot of scenes, the nostril flare and the lip quiver.
Our editors got really good knowing when I was about to lose it because
Yeah.
this one part of my lip would just start to go and then it just. It's like the harder you try to stop it, then it's just going to go even harder.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Which is funny when you said a lot of people identify with us. I think first you said had some, and I thought you said handsome. Gee, who's an egotistical actor?
Hello, what's your name?
Sorry. Hi, I'm Rose.
Hi, Rose.
Hi, Rose.
My friend used to watch you like Psych as a lot as a kid, and he wanted me to ask you guys, like, who hid the pineapples? Was it like a thing that happened, or did you guys just kind of like was it the props or like the prop team, or was it you guys just goofing around? Because he told me there's like a pineapple in every single episode.
Yeah, except we learned last night, and in For a Penny, there is not a pineapple. That's the only one. We just discovered this ourselves after all this time. I don't know. I remember props just being like, oh, we're going to put the pineapple in this scene. I think that's how it was decided. There were a couple times where I know I had like pineapple earrings or a pineapple necklace, but like for the most, do we know who did that?
The
Didn't
set deck.
I think it was on the set in the Psych office, and didn't James, I think he picked it up and just did something Jamesy with it.
Oh,
And
the first at the pilot.
Oh.
He said.
You,
"Do wanna
you mean that episode we don't talk about because someone wasn't in it?
Yeah, thanks, Corbin.
Which everybody asked me what's my favorite episode, and that's actually my favorite episode.
Harsh, dude.
How many hats are in the room?
You were very good in the episode that we don't talk about. No, I'm kidding. I think the episode's
But
amazing.
something was missing.
So
Just
good.
something was missing. I can't.
The ray of sunshine.
Wait, was that the first place of the pineapple?
So that was the first place. Yeah, that was just
Oh.
an improv that James did where he
Oh.
grabbed it and said, "Should we slice this up for the road?"
It
And
was
then
in Dulay's apartment, and they're off somewhere.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
And
Hey,
then it became.
Well, I think that's what they were asking. Why didn't you just say that?
Oh, I think she was. Were you asking who placed the pineapples in every episode? No.
Yes and no, but like, it's like
Oh,
it's
No,
kinda
you can call her out. She had
can
no
tell
clue
me.
what you were talking about.
Tell me.
like, yeah, because it's just kind of like, I don't know, like, it was just in every episode, he was like, how is that accidental? It has to be like, he thought there was some sort of like intense lore behind it.
Oh, it became a thing.
It became a thing.
Because
It did
you're
become a
wearing
thing.
them now, and then on there, I was
Yeah.
just like, you guys guys must really like pineapples.
Well,
They're great.
I know for Steve.
I just bought 3 more pineapple shirts on eBay this morning.
But good job.
Very cool ones, by the
I
way.
love
You'll
this
see
one.
them.
It's great.
Well, I know Steve Franks often talks about his days working at Disneyland, and he worked in the Tiki Room, I believe.
That's right.
So he had a long connection.
I thought
with
he was
Pineapple
the skipper of the Jungle Cruise.
Oh, was he that too?
there. Yeah, I wouldn't put it past
another-
past him.
He definitely. Oh.
But
Go
of course,
ahead.
As you all know, the pineapple is the international welcome fruit, so I think that has something to do with it.
Oh.
I know he worked in the tiki room. Yeah, for sure. And
I think he was the look a hippo. Don't you? Did you ever do Jungle Cruise?
I don't think so.
He wore many hats.
I love that you know that scene.
That's awful.
Like that is an actual scene.
That's not a scene. It's what happens at Disneyland
but
when
that-
you're through the ride, halfway
but
through
it's
as a
scene in
kid.
the, it's a scene in the
That's
ride,
so
is what
dark.
I'm saying.
They
A scene in the ride.
It's a scene in. It's an actual thing.
As
Corbin
you
is
turn
100%
a corner,
right.
you wait for it, and like, uh-oh, a hippo.
Corbin is 100%
shoot
That's
right.
a kid's
yes.
ride?
No, absolutely, you're correct.
What is happening?
It was the
At
best.
Disneyland?
Yes.
It was the best?
You couldn't wait. It was like, because basically Jungle Cruise was a boring ride when there's Space Mountain and all these, but the dude shoots a hippo.
Oh, God.
Because it was the hippo was going to eat everybody on the boat, Maggie.
Yeah, and when you're young enough, you think it at first. And it's like, thank God he shot the hippo.
But they're so freaking cute. Have you seen hippos?
It's mechanical.
Hippos kill more humans than any other animal.
And they do on the Jungle Cruise.
You ever seen a hippo eat a child, Maggie? It's not pretty.
This is awful.
Thank you so much for your question.
Like the little legs sticking
Did that
out of the
answer
mouth.
your question?
I'm never going to Disneyland again.
I think they stopped doing it.
Thank God.
They briefly tried with like an AK-47, and that's where they drew the line.
Hello.
Hello, my name's Sam.
Hi, Sam.
I was wondering, so what was it like going from the show and then diving head on into the musical episode? Like, what kind of stuff did you have to just adapt to? And like, what was just a lot of fun?
I mean, it was so fun.
You talking about Psych the musical? Well,
Yeah.
we'd been talking since the episode that no one talks about.
Corbin's favorite.
Corbin's favorite episode, about how we should all do a musical, because in between setups, singing would start, and so it became really kind of known that it was a pretty musical cast and crew, and I think
Yeah,
James,
except somebody.
do they breaking it out into Man in the Mirror quite often.
Yeah, we got to record at Capitol Records in LA, which was very, very, very cool. Yeah. It
Henry doesn't sing or dance.
I noticed that.
You noticed that,
You
I
sort
know.
of spoke sang, didn't you? Spoke
What?
song?
What?
Didn't you do sort of like a Leonard Cohen's?
Yeah, the rap part. Here's Leonard Cohen's about the easiest guy you could imitate. Yeah, he does this. So the rap party, we're all asked to sing a song, and I'm thinking, over 8 years of Psych, I have never been scared, but this is going to scare the hell out of me because I've got to get up like to a group of everybody that's in our thing and
Yeah.
come up with a song. And I came up with this Leonard Cohen song, and I blew that.
No, you didn't.
Oh, it was horrible.
you're talking- you're
Oh, I
talking-
was so nervous.
You were
It just made me
great.
hate all of
Corbin, you
Psych.
talking about the musical or the rap party?
What? The rap party. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't sing in the musical. I wasn't in the musical. Well, I'm over on the dock
knock.
over there. Who's there? Although I'm learning to sing. You know, if you ever do a cameo with me and it's your birthday, I actually sing happy birthday.
Me too. Yeah, I always.
And it's really quite good.
Yeah.
You know what my big dream is?
Oh.
I want to record a Christmas album for my family. I want to do all the classics. I'm going to get Michael Bublé to give me a few lessons.
I think it's pronounced bubbly.
Bubbly.
I want to help.
Big Psych fan, by the way. I saw him at the airport in Vancouver. He came up and he said he was a huge Psych fan.
Wait, Michael Bublé?
Michael Bublé.
Smart man.
Do we know also, Billie Eilish is a Psych fan?
I heard. We got to connect that one up for sure. And then send it to the network and say, now do you want to do another movie?
Yes!
I think that's our way in.
Now, if we could just get the Swifties on board, this thing would have happened yesterday.
I think the Swifties are on board. right.
Or the psyches.
The psyches.
We're going to change you from psychos to psyches.
We can't stop talking, so.
Oh, there's questions, right?
Hello, what's your name?
Hi, my name's Tim. Love you guys. Grew up watching you guys. I drive the Blueberry, by the way.
Oh my God, I love it.
I have a Toyota Yaris. That's blue.
Oh, that's awesome.
And my question was, do you have any psychisms, any lines from the show that you find yourself saying day to day, and you're like, oh, I just said that, and then you just go on with your day?
I think you do. I will find myself, sometimes even to myself, going, what? And then I just, it's for no one, but for me. But yeah, I've done that multiple times. That's probably mine.
Certainly when my kids were little, there was a lot of knock it off.
What about you?
You know,
Oh boy.
I don't have an occasion to go, Sean, to a lot of people.
You've actually
But I
said-
guess if it could be anybody, if I'm pissed off at him, it could just be Sean.
Is anybody here named Sean? We have a Sean right there.
Yeah.
All right, stand up, man. Sean!
That's good.
Thank you.
Thank
That
you so
sounded
much.
just like Henry.
Hello, what's your name?
Hi, my name is Megan.
Hi, Megan.
So this is like a general question for everybody, but was it fun filming like the scarier episodes, like when Carlton gets his new apartment, he gets like poisoned, and then Juliet gets kidnapped by Yang, and then Henry whenever Spencer.
Exactly, whatever. Okay. Knock, knock. Henry, whatever. I was going to take a nap while you finish this one out.
You were great in that scary episode, Corbin.
I was good at whatever. Okay.
I feel like you have some of the scarier moments from like Sean getting shot, the yin yang stuff. Like you're so. a
Or
part
me
of that.
getting
What?
shot.
You're in the dramas.
Yes, Mystery and Presents. That's what I mean. Yeah, like you have in all the yin yang stuff. You have a lot. Come on.
I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm not complaining. I had a great time.
I like playing
Easy
character
gig.
stuff.
Sean! That's all I had to say.
For Here's Lassie, the funny thing was, I'd always said The Shining was the scariest movie I'd ever seen. I'll never watch it again. And when James said we're doing The Shining homage, I was like, I can't see it. He's like, dude, you have to. You're going to miss all the jokes. So the only way I could watch this movie, because I was such a wimp, which my wife and children will attest to, was I was flying back and forth between LA and Vancouver a lot, and sitting in a really early morning flight in a bright cabin with my laptop open. It was the only way I could watch that movie, surrounded by people in the bright morning sunshine. Otherwise, it's like I can't do it. It's too scary.
There's like a lot of people. Maybe we should do like the rapid fire round.
Yeah, we
You know?
we got a little bit less than 10 minutes left, so we're
Oh,
gonna try to.
crap.
I just saw
Yeah,
that.
let's do rapid fire.
Little lightning
Oh.
round here.
Oh,
These are yes and no questions.
Oh my God, that's the timer.
Yes.
Oh.
I know.
Good detective work.
Yeah.
Boy, if any of us ever
Yeah.
win Oscars, we're gonna get immediately the band's gonna start playing.
Oh, whoops! I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Ashley. Real quick, you guys, like you said, have done a lot of episodes that pay homage to a movie. As fast as you can, which movie or TV show would you have liked to do that you didn't get a chance to?
Oh, you pick what?
Sherlock Holmes. Something.
Yeah, Tim said that earlier, actually.
Well, I think Corbin was spot on with Gilligan's Island.
There we go.
I'm gonna second that.
All right.
I think that's fun.
So my idea, I didn't even vote for my idea.
Knock knock.
Thanks.
Luck of the Irish.
There it is.
So Gilligan's Island with Billie Eilish. I get it. All right.
Oh, this is the guy I rode the elevator with this morning. Okay. What's,
Yeah, my name's Gary,
Hi, Gary.
and I was asked by a veteran of the trade to ask Maggie and Tim, without turning around, which one of you can spell Corbin's last name correctly?
Without turning around.
The quickest, yes, because
Oh.
it's up there.
The name is
BERNSEN.
You beat me to it. That's what I was gonna say.
well, you know,
He just
he
let me
asked me
win.
this morning
He
at
let me win.
Starbucks, what can I ask everybody to like screw them up a little bit. And I said, see if they can spell my last name. Because
How would
most
I
people,
not know how to spell your last
a
name?
lot of people don't know how to spell my last name. My wife doesn't know how to spell her last name. She still is Pays.
Oh, that's right.
Hello. What's your name?
She hates. I think she hates my last name. She doesn't like to. No, I don't mean it's not bad. It's just like it's yeah. She'd rather be Pays.
No, is Omundson S-O-N or S-E-N?
Or S-T-E-I-N or B-E-R-S-E-N. It's just nobody
I'm
gets it
also
right.
Owen. We're all oh no, Ian.
Yeah, go ahead. But thank you. Wow.
Hi, I'm Maddie, and how is filming Psych different from your other filming experiences?
Fun. Funner? Is that a word?
Funner.
Funner.
Funnerer. Yeah. Magical, special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gilligan?
Yeah, I will say the overwhelming thing I always hear from people is when they say, it looked like you guys were having so much fun, which is because we were having that much fun. So as much fun as it looked like we were having, that's because we were having the time of our lives with people that we love and have become just true family.
Yep.
Hi,
Hi, what's your name?
I'm Charlotte.
Hi, Charlotte.
I had a dog named Burton Guster, and he passed away in January, and I'm finally ready to get a new dog, and I was wondering, like, what name from the show should I pick this time?
Oh.
Sean?
First off, I just want to say I'm so sorry. It's such heartbreak, and it's so painful. And anyway, so I'm sorry about Burton Guster.
Yeah, he was super old, so.
Well, I'm glad that you're finally ready to open your heart for another.
I'm having a hard time. No, I'm kidding. No, that's good. You got a long life, and that's nice. Okay, I don't know.
Burton Guster.
Henry. What about Henry? I think it's
Henry.
cute.
Henry's a cool name. Or you can call him Hank.
Or Hank. Yeah.
Okay. I really like that because, as you can hear, I haven't been mentioned much in the show. So Henry will live on.
That's right. My mom does like Henry best.
Oh, good. And what if it's a girl dog? Henrietta?
It is a boy, so.
It is a boy?
Yeah.
Henry.
Oh, what kind of a
Or
dog?
if he's feeling French, you can go Henri.
He's like a mix of Chihuahua and Shih Tzu.
No, let's not go with Henry. That's more of a Lassie kind of thing. Definitely wait to the next one.
You have to name him Henry. You have to. Okay.
Because nobody will ever
settled.
see him or know him or ever. He'll be so low to the ground, he'll ride under the radar. He's perfect. Henry, where's Henry?
Whatever.
You can just walk in and go knock knock.
Who's there? Henry. Henry who?
Thank you.
Thank you.
She's like, sorry, never mind.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Diane.
Hi, Diane.
Sean and Juliet had kind of a non-traditional wedding, possibly illegal because there was like no paperwork. If you guys could go back because someone wasn't there, and Sean and Juliet would have a traditional wedding, who would walk her down the aisle? Would it be Lassie or Henry? Because her father, stepfather, and brother are kind of like
MIA.
outlaws. Yeah.
Yes.
So who would walk Juliet down the aisle?
I think that would have to be Lassiter.
Give me that tissue back.
Yeah. Because
I'd be too busy walking Sean down the aisle. Come on, kid. You said you could do it.
Yeah.
Man up.
I'm sorry, Corbin, but yeah, it would be.
No, that's okay. I don't want to walk you down the aisle.
It always sort of stuck in my craw that Lassie wasn't even at the wedding. Let alone, and then, because I would have fought to be the maid of honor, but so to get to walking them down would be.
That's true. You would have been the maid of honor. That's awesome.
Hello.
Massive Psych fan. My name is Beth. Anyways, my question doesn't have to do with Psych. I'm so sorry, even though I love you all. The big question is for Corbin. Who is the mole?
Well, who is the, well, it was, let me tell you something. That was one of the first of those reality celebrity game shows. I had zero clue what I was doing.
We still rewatch it. We love it.
I still look it up. Was it Angie Everhart or somebody was the mole? I always thought it was Dennis Rodman, who was like the smartest guy in the world. Dennis Rodman,
You just
6
need
foot.
to watch the wrap up.
But I still didn't get it. Then they invited me back for a second time because I guess Stephen Baldwin and I got crazy, as I would tend to do, get crazy. And they invited Stephen and I back to do Mole 2, Celebrity Mole. And I was out like in the second episode. They were furious with me. They were furious because they thought I would last. You know how to play the game now, man. You got to like, and like, no.
Oh, no.
It was terrible. But Dennis Rodman, the biggest thing I ever saw was Dennis Rodman, 6'8", doing backflips into a jacuzzi, which was the most amazing. That's my memory of the mole, is watching this crazy guy dressed in a wedding dress, you know. If you know who Dennis Rodman is, look it up. Giggle it.
Hello.
They didn't call season 2 Molier?
Molier? Yeah, not me.
Hi, I'm Maria.
Hi, Maria.
I know Tim did some voiceover work with like Star Wars games. Would any of you like to do voiceover work or more voiceover work?
Tim, me? Wait, for Tim?
Any of y'all, would you like to do voiceover work?
Oh, yeah.
You'd be really great at that, Maggie.
Oh, thanks.
As would you, Corbin.
No, I never get. I audition. Like we talk about these self-tapes they make us do as actors now. I've tried 8,000 times to get a voiceover and never get them. I don't get it. Because I always feel like it's like, buy a Chevrolet from me. It's like, that's not.
It's really hard.
It's really hard.
It's like hard to break into. I will tell you, one of the most fun things I've done in the last few years was I hosted this American Girl podcast, which was like all these little stories of American Girls, and I got to play all the characters in the stories while I was hosting, because I was like, oh, I'm just going to host the podcast and read the stories, and then they were like, nope, you have to play all the characters, do all the accents. It was so much fun that I have since then, thank you, I mean, I don't know that it was that great, but I had a blast doing it, and I would give anything. I like just creating characters with your voice. So many voice actors at this convention. It's such a talent. It's such a creative thing.
The guy who does Fred Flintstone is here. That's my hero. He's great.
So
he comes
cool.
up to me and goes, yabba dabba doo. I love it, man. It's just great. I ask him every time, like I'm a fanboy, just do the yabba dabba doo for me, please. And he sounds like Fred Flintstone.
That's so cute.
Which I guess is his
Because
job.
he is Fred Flintstone.
Unfortunately, that is our time. I see that we do have some folks here. So real quick.
Okay.
All right. So we have 25 seconds left.
Oh,
I'm
come on.
gonna count to 3. At the same time, I want you to yell out your question. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, go.
Oh, I heard Carl Weathers. Emily, I see you in front, and you didn't say a word. Speak up. All right, so Carl Weathers was incredible human, right? I mean, Tim.
You need
we
to start a
can't say
podcast
enough
episode
about him.
where we
just
interviewed
had him on the
Carl,
podcast.
because he was in a sweet, sweet, sweet man.
I think that thing is, the one thing that's incredible about Psych, we had so many brilliant people come through and be on the show. I mean, really,
Yeah.
Tim Curry, I mean.
It was insane.
One of my favorite, yeah.
Can we do one more? One more. Shout.
Okay, shout. All right, so in Sean rescues Darth Vader. The scene with the polygraph. How come nobody notices Gus take off his badge? Why don't they question it? Why would he not be?
What are you, a
People have
cop?
feelings about this.
Like, why would nobody question why he took off the badge, not trusting that Sean could answer he was really a sidekick?
Why don't you just rip apart the rest of the episodes for us? Because let me tell you, man, there's holes all over the place.
I don't know. Wait, one more. I don't know.
That sounds like a podcast episode.
I gotta rewatch it. What?
What?
One more time. Favorite storyline I heard from the show?
Maggie's not there. That's all I can say.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Yeah.
Maggie. Who?
I feel so bad. I want you all to get to ask all your questions.
Well, you're going back to your table after this?
Yes.
You'll be going back to your table, so they could come in and chat with you at your
Sorry.
table?
Oh, sorry.
But seriously, we are here because of you guys. We are. I know we look like the big celebrities up here and all that, but we are absolutely equals. And it's if you guys aren't there, we're not here. So we love you with all of our hearts.
As Maggie always say, without you, we are not us.
Exactly.
This is us.
This is us.